It is Friday, May 13th. That would be Friday the 13th for those that are worried about such things. It is, there was some fun stuff going on this week here at Totally Guitars, including that. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I love this tune, and of course that was kind of the one of the headlining tunes of the week, Question by Justin Hayward and the Moody Blues. Now, of course, I did it in the way he played it, not on a 12 string, but in the open C tuning, unlike the way I just played it right there. And I don't think in the lesson I even told you how it really goes. It's a C diminished, followed by a G7 sus4 with D in the bass, to a C chord. Got it? 3 simple chords. Anyway, a lot of cool stuff going on this week. We put out a couple of big packs, Volume 2 and Volume 3, and the Beatles Super Pack. So in case you guys missed it, and I know there are a lot of Beatles fans out there, and many of whom are probably not necessarily Target members. Of course, if you're a Target member, this is old news. But if you're not, we have the absolute best value out there now with our Beatles Super Pack of 30 tunes. So anyway, so be sure to check that out. Then we had some pretty cool songs. A few weeks ago, you may remember, I captured a couple of teenage girls on video in the cabin and working on Closer to Fine. And that kind of inspired me to finish the lesson on it that I'd started about 2 years ago. It's our 2-year anniversary, beginning of May. Shoot, I should have thought about something like that. The end of April is when we really launched the program. So we've been up and live for 2 years now. Appreciate everybody that's hung around for that long. Anyway, so yeah, the girls sang Closer to Fine, and finally figured I had to get a lesson in there. Might be some more Indigo Girls tunes on the way too. It really inspired me to listen to them again. They'd sort of fallen off my radar, but love them. Love those songs. Let's see, we saw little John Fogerty. Very short lesson on a very simple song. Good for beginners, Rock and Roll Girls. And let's see what else happened out there. Oh, Stevie Nicks. Really got to do that in a drop D tuning with Gold Dust Woman. So my student Sandy came by, and as many of you know, if you've seen any of Sandy's Fly on the Wall videos, she is into details and into theory and into everything else. And in this lesson, we started working on Here Comes the Sun. Well, we'd been working on it, but what had materialized was she mentioned that she'd been having trouble memorizing it. So instead of us even working on the song, we spent her whole lesson talking about memorizing and some of the techniques that you can use for it. So if you haven't seen the Fly on the Wall video of Sandy, it's called Here Comes the Sun, but really the focus of the lesson is on some memorization techniques and stuff like that. So that's it for the new stuff that we had this week. There's been a lot of really interesting things going on the forum that I want to bring your attention to. And first, I want to thank Tony for coming up with a great thread, suggesting everybody else comes up with like one new thread a week. All kinds of great topics, ranging from pentatonic scales, how do they work. I might have to jump in on that one because it seems like people are getting a little confused, but I'll see what's happening there. And who would your dream jamming partner be with? Dead or alive? That would be for them, not necessarily for you. And that was kind of a cool thing, people talking about how they, if they were up to it, technique-wise and skill-wise and experience-wise, who would they want to see? Who would they want to play with? Ian Anderson pops into my head right away, but as you know, big Jethro Tull fan. They are coming to Northern California. I might get a chance to see them. We'll see. And anyhow, so some of the threads that were up there were pretty cool. And again, I want to thank Tony for suggesting that everybody else comes up with threads. Good work, buddy. And there's also a little bit of an update on MattB. There's a link in there to what's been going on with him, so be sure to check that. The forum has a link to it. The website is, of course, MattB versus Cancer, VS Cancer, MattBVSCancer.com, and you can see what's happening with him. So appreciate everybody that's been checking in and concerned about what's happening there. And one other big thing, speaking of concerts in Northern California, that I want to bring your attention to, if anybody happens to be within driving distance of either Los Gatos or Redwood City, we have Muriel Anderson coming out next week. Next Thursday, she'll be in Redwood City at it's called the Club Fox, and it used to be, I think it used to be the Little Fox Theater, but small theater, and she has offered all Totally Guitars members, or anybody that sees this that can get the secret code, a discount if they buy the tickets online. So there's a separate forum post about that. But basically, if you purchase tickets online for her show on May 19th, next Thursday, and type harp into like the code box, HARP, because she'll be playing the harp guitar. This is we're hoping to get a little video of this. We don't know if it's going to materialize yet or not, but anyway, so she's doing a regular concert with Raji from her sometimes band Tierra Negra, a little more flamenco influence. That will be happening on Thursday, and then on Monday the 23rd, she'll be doing an interactive concert workshop here at Keith Holland's Guitar Hospital in Los Gatos. So there's information floating around here on that too. That will be very limited number of seats. So, but if you want to see her in a really small setting, maybe 20 or 30 people at the most, where she'll be talking during songs, but a lot of interaction between the audience, encouraging questions and comments, and refreshments probably be served, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, if you're anywhere near Northern California and you have a chance to get to see Muriel, she's like the real deal, guys. Great guitar player and just fun person to be around. So can't encourage enough of that. And I think that's about it. Speaking of the forum, because it kind of inspired me to do something that I'm just a hint about what's happening next week. Next week we're getting into a couple more guitar instrumentals. It's been a while since I've put up anything kind of, technically challenging. Well, no, that's not true. A lot of the songs that have come out lately are really difficult, but just haven't done much in the instrumental route lately. One thing that kind of got me also going on the forum was questions a few weeks ago about playing in an open G tuning. So I've got an instrumental coming up in open G, and the song that was requested by the person who won that MattB auction to start to create a lesson. So that'll be coming up at the end of the week. So stay tuned. So next Friday, I think it's Friday, but sometime next week, the song that Bill requested by winning the Suggest a Lesson auction for MattB is right now on next Friday's schedule. So stay tuned. And that is it. I'm going to have to get back to playing. Might be thinking about more of these tunes. I'm not sure yet. That's it. I'm not sure. Might have enough of those, but we'll see. So I will see you next week, and Thursday the 19th. Maybe see some of you in Redwood City if anybody can make it to Muriel's show. So long.